the Denver Broncos have the best defense in the league, and they have one of the worst offenses in the league. So obviously we know they have to focus a lot on the offensive side of the ball. But there's some moves that have been rumored around on the defensive side of the ball that they should not make. Now, when it comes to coaching, they lost Wade Phillips. And I think Wade Phillips is a very good defensive coordinator, not a great head coach. So I think they should try to keep him, but for some reason, I think Vance Joseph wants to run a different strategy. And when it comes to cornerbacks, they should not release Talib. I know Talib's been an asshat, but give him one more year of just being fairly clean. That's something I would look at. And the only thing on the defensive side of the ball is they're not a great team against the run. So you could invest into some run stoppers here and there. There's some good ones in the draft right there, but it's not a top priority right now. Hell, even teams that beat them, they didn't really score that many points against them. So obviously, defensive side of the ball, you don't really need that much. Just a couple of areas here and there. Now, when it comes to the offense, I would definitely draft offensive line. Now, you already draft Paxton Lynch with a first round pick, so I don't see you drafting a quarterback. So draft that O line up and potentially consider drafting a running back of some kind. I think it would be interesting if you bring in Leonard Fournette, and I think he could be a good running back if you want to go if the Broncos want to go for a running back. Now, when it comes to how John Elway runs things, he's definitely going to be looking at third receiver and a tight end. And I think that those are some important receiving positions because he loves depth when it comes to receiving. Now, when it comes to C.J. Anderson, he isn't bad. There's just a lot of games where he just doesn't do much and all of that. So, obviously, it wouldn't hurt to draft a running back here and there. But obviously, O-line is definitely a concern. And I think if Brandon Albert's on the market, Vance Joseph knows Brandon Albert, you go out and trade for Brandon Albert. That's how it works. And you could possibly get Sebastian Vollmer. He's now going to be a free agent. I see him unlikely to join back with the Patriots because the Patriots already got two tackles spots cured up, so they're fine. So those are some things that you could go after. And obviously Russell Okung, they could resign him. It's a possibility. And yeah, it wouldn't be bad. Hell, you could even move him to a guard if you want. But you could definitely load up on the O-line. And definitely, probably their priority is to probably get Brandon Albert. I think that would be a good trade to go for. Now, when it comes to third receiver, they could possibly get somebody. They do like Demaryius Thomas's ability. They like how Emmanuel Sanders plays, but I know he really wants to invest in the third receiver. And if you look at Eric Decker of the New York Jets, he's on his 1 year left on his deal. It's somewhere around the ballpark of $9 million, so that could hurt. Now, when it comes to rumors for getting a quarterback, do not go after Tony Romo because you don't have a great O-line, and the running back position isn't fantastic. So that's something that Romo needs later on in his career. Hell, that's just how it works. He's going to need a running game. I mean, when he went to the playoffs in 2014, the first time for a long time for him, he had the best running back in the NFL at that point, DeMarco Murray. He also had the best O-line in the NFL at that point. So he's going to need a lot of talent around him. And that's something you can look at. Now, I do look at Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins seems like the kind of guy where he would go to a team with a very good roster, and he would probably give you a little bit of a discount. I'm not sure how big of a discount, but you could possibly get him there, and you might have to make some room. I know DeMarcus Ware is not there available, and they're probably going to let him go, and I can easily see them getting replaced with Shane Ray. So when it comes to cap, you could manage something there. And that's why there's so many rumors of possibly releasing a player there. And overall, there's not too much concern when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. They do play in a fairly competitive division. And I do look at the Broncos as easily getting to the playoffs next year and how easily getting a bye possibly. But Defensive side of the ball, maybe the linebacker, maybe get another linebacker there, maybe get some run stuffers on the ends, and you don't even need to invest that highly in them. Just get a guy that can just plug in there, and he'll probably fit pretty well. But also look at mostly offense, and I definitely look at offensive line. Knowing John Elway, he's probably going to be looking for a tight end. He will probably be looking for a third receiver. And when it comes to running backs, look for Leonard Fournette. And if you do lose on Talib, maybe consider going after maybe Marshawn Lattimore, maybe. But there are some good cornerbacks in this draft, and there's some good receivers. So John Elway has his options over, and there's no guaranteed. And no, Tony Romo would not fit in Denver.